What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in with Callie. Please like, subscribe if you haven't. So this All-Star weekend, Kevin Durant was one of the ones who spoke in regards to the media and everything like that. Pretty much all of them did, had their time to speak and everything, which I think that's always good to hear the perspective of players when they're actually not in like locked in mode, playing within the regular season. They're actually just, kind of having fun and focus on kind of like, being in more of a relaxation mind state and going to the All-Star break. And, being the top 24, 25 players in the world definitely gives them that comfort and allows them to actually kind of like, play a little bit more freer and stuff like that. But Kevin Durant was asked a question about like who's the best team and the best player, so far this season. And, of course, a lot of times you hear players speak on that and they actually add themselves within the conversation and everything. But he actually took the alternative route. And I was actually kind of shocked by what he said. And it might have left some people speechless and shocked as well and flabbergasted. But he said the Clippers, and he said Kawhi Leonard is the best player he's seen so far this season. And reason why I could say it shocked me is because I understand that, he always, or maybe not always, but at some point he had respect for Kawhi Leonard a lot more when Kawhi actually, won that 2019 championship with the Raptors. And, he was became a top 75 player. That's when I feel like Kevin Durant has always respected Kawhi a lot more, because we know years ago the history between him and Kawhi wasn't always the greatest, because, he called Kawhi a system player years ago. But I guess over time he's learned that Kawhi is one of those great top tier players that you just can't deny, because the battles he's had against Kawhi Leonard throughout the years, even last year in the playoffs, when Kawhi played those 2 games against Phoenix, he pretty much gave KD the business, and KD know what it is when he plays Kawhi. Defensively, Kawhi has the most. His rap sheet is probably the longest of any player in the NBA, because he can do so many things offensively and defensively. He is a top 2, top 3 player when healthy, and you can add Kevin Durant within that top 3 player realm, and also maybe top 3, top 5, however you want to look at it, but vice versa, either or. But he definitely said Kawhi Leonard was the best player and the Clippers were playing the best and they're the best team. Now, me personally, I've said that, the Clippers are the best team. You've heard me say that Kawhi Leonard is the best player, but that's my opinion. But hearing it from somebody like Kevin Durant and showing admiration to a player like Kawhi Leonard, who gets, overlooked a lot of times and underrated or undermined by the media sometimes, simply because, he plays for the Clippers, and simply because of the load management and all those things, it's definitely great to hear his contemporaries see and acknowledge how great Kawhi Leonard's playing, even though he's not putting up 70 points in a game and all these type things that some other players are doing. Because, the greatness of Kevin Durant and the great mind that he is, he understands that you don't have to put up 70, 80 points in a game to be a great player. It doesn't mean to be the best player. The best player is consistent. The best player is doing it every night. The best player is allowing, himself to flourish and his teammates around him. And the best player is helping his team win. And the best player is a lot of times at the top of the standings, in the league in regards to how his team plays. So when you look at that and compartmentalize all that, Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the league right now, and Kevin Durant is not wrong. But I still feel like some people were shocked by what he said, simply because, as a competitor, a lot of people are going to say themselves, but, he took the deferring route, and I think it was real big of Kevin Durant to do that. So it was a big statement coming from Kevin Durant, somebody of that caliber who is an all-world player as well, along with Kawhi. But he definitely knows greatness when he sees it, and Kawhi Leonard, as he said, is playing the best, and I've said before, to me, not only Kawhi is the best player in the league, but, when you look at the way he plays both ends of the floor, it's really undeniable how great of a player he is. Only thing that really knocks Kawhi down, and which a lot of people use against him, is load management, because he would be hurt, in using load management, because his health is, a part of the load management thing that he does. Which is the reason why load management is something that he's continued even after San Antonio. But at the same time, Kawhi Leonard is one of the top players in the league. To me, he's the best player in the league when healthy, but he's the top 2, top 3 player in the league. It's not even close, really, when he's healthy, because how he affects the game and what he can do on both ends of the floor, it just makes him so unguardable incredible. It's really hard to, to figure Kawhi out. And plus the fact that he's a stoic type demeanor type person 90% of the time, it really makes it even harder to figure him out when he's on the court, because he can just dominate in so many ways, and he's not flashy. So you look up in the scoreboards like, oh man, he got like 29 points. I didn't even know he had that much. You see what I'm saying? He's that type of player as well. So it's like the psyche of playing somebody like Kawhi Leonard, especially in a 7-game series, it makes it even more difficult because of all that he has within his arsenal and how he plays in regards to being unorthodox compared to other players. Because he's not as flashy, it still makes him one of the most deadly, because he's so great on the fundamentals. He's so exquisite with the fundamentals, and the footwork is good. The footwork is phenomenal, and the turnaround fadeaway is there. And I mean, Kawhi is a lethal 3-point shooter, which a lot of people don't give him credit for. I mean, in 30 games, Kawhi Leonard, these last 30 games, Kawhi Leonard is shooting like 50, 53, and 92. Like, that's like all-time great beyond. Like, no player has ever shot. I mean, 50, 40, 90 is hard enough to do, but no player in the history of the NBA, I believe, has shot 50, 50, and 92 in a 30-day stretch. Like, I mean, no player in history has done that. I mean, like, that's on another level. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when you look at his consistency and how good he is, he doesn't really need to drop 70, 80 points in the game, because he affects the game in so many ways, and he's such a clutch type player, such a winner. It can't go unnoticed. And I feel like it was great to hear somebody as great as Kevin Durant, acknowledge how great Kawhi Leonard's playing and what he's doing along with his teammates, and Paul George and the rest of them are playing good as well. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's putting up these, shooting these great numbers and he's out there by himself. He's got other great players around him who could put up 30 points a night just like he can. So it's like, for him shooting these type astronomical numbers with talent like that around him makes it even more impressive, because he has to share that rock at times. You know what I'm saying? He has to, give the ball up. He can't just take 40 shots a game and get, 35 points every night if he chooses to and have the green light. I mean, even though he does have the green light because he's the best player on the team, but I mean, he has to share that rock. And the fact that he wants to win more than anything while he's dominating the way he's dominating, it just makes him even more of a special player than what people like to give him credit for. So, I mean, as I said before, shout out to KD, and shout out to Kawhi, for playing as good as he's playing. And we hope to see more of both of them in the playoffs and see what maybe Kawhi and the Clippers can do.